Was that easy? Only took 3.5 hours. Welcome to Brown's Rod and Custom, your home for street rods, muscle cars, and Volkswagen content. This is my dad, Big Ron. He's our body man and fabricator. This is my beautiful wife, Megan, our editor-in-chief and supporter. And this is me, Adam, the designer and mechanic for our projects. If you find our videos helpful, like and subscribe for more content. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. So you can see top hats are getting welded in right now. Big Ron's getting into it here. One thing's for sure, they're never coming off. So top hats are going in. We'll grind those down, those welds down, and then that'll be kind of where we need to be. This one, I think, is pretty close. Still got to do some welding on the other one. I'll bring that to you here. We ran out of welding wire this morning. Had to run to welding shop. Picked Ron up a new set of Miller welding gloves because the gloves he had holes in them. It was burning them. So got that done. But as of right now, guys, we are probably 30 minutes or so away from having the Mustang 2 complete on this as far as the Crossmember. What we're going to be doing after that is removing this Crossmember, this white one. And that's going to take a lot of these rivets have to come off, so on and so forth. It's not going to be a fun job, but we're going to do it. And I'm going to get a video of this guy. Got my video to make it short. So he's rocking and rolling. Looks like the other side's pretty much done. Once he's done here, then we're cooking. So what we'll do next after that is Crossmember will come out. That's going to take a minute, I think. I don't believe that's going to be a fast thing, but we'll get that out. And then from there, it's all about bolting up the power steering rack, lower control arm, shock. I don't believe I'm going to put the coil springs in it when I mock it up. No point in doing that. That's a pain in the butt. And without the weight in here of the engine and stuff, it would just want to lift. So we'll mock it up with the spindles, the brakes, everything, show you guys what that all looks like, and go from there. See how hot that is with the low and orange. So Big Ron's cooking here. So this, for those of you that don't know, this is the frame, the original frame for this truck, this cab, which is our 1958 Chevy Apache pickup truck. And she's pretty. We've done a ton of work on this cab. If you haven't seen any of that, go check out the earlier videos. We have all the videos from the day we picked this up in South Carolina all the way to now, okay? Unloading it and all the metal work and everything else, and just kind of getting all that done. So we also have all the stuff on the whole build of that 1973 Volkswagen thing on there as well, and the frame swap of this big red dually diesel's on there as well if you want to see that. So all kinds of content for you guys to watch, and there's 44 stuff on there as well. So big deal here getting this on. Now the next step of this is to mock everything up, get that Crossmember out, but then take it all back off and prep this for primer. This Thursday I'm going to order the engine and transmission mounts, just for an old school V8, probably 354 bolt, and we'll build with camo hump heads and all the things, and do something cool on the induction side. And I got a couple transmissions in the backyard in the shed that are fully rebuilt with shift kits and everything else. Gonna use one of them. I think I'm gonna use the Turbo 400. There's a 400 and a 350. So I'm gonna use the Turbo 400, just a little beefier. And then this truck will have a 9-inch Ford with Mustang 2 with a Turbo 400 with a 350 4-bolt main, ARP everything, so on and so forth. So that should be a pretty stout little truck. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and we'll detail this whole thing to the nines. You guys will love it when it's done. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna get a little footage of Ron welding here, and then I think we're gonna keep on moving, and I'll bring you back in a minute once we get into that into this Crossmember, because for those of you that haven't done this before, it is near impossible to get out in one piece. It's possible if you take these out, but you don't want to take these out because those are your core support radiator mounts. It puts it perfect. Everything lines up on your front end, you know, your fenders and everything. You don't want to mess with that. So what we're going to do is cut this in half, maybe a couple times, take out the middle section, and then remove all of the rivets here. We'll cut the heads off, and then we'll use our air hammer, air chisel, and try to bang them out. And that's going to be a challenge in some of these areas like this where we just can't get in. So stay tuned for that, guys. We'll be back in a minute. guys, welcome back. So you've been watching us for hours go with this cross member. So this side is loose, it's moving, so we're good there. So we can cut it right here and then remove this section of it. Now over here, this one's still in there, but it's loose, so we just got to lift up. These are out, these are out, so it's going to take a little persuading. I think once we get this cut out and this section gone, we'll be able to kind of lift up and down a little bit and create the room that we need. But yeah, cross member's almost out, factory one. The Mustang 2 cross member is in and complete. It's ready to go, and for the most part ground down and everything. So what's happening now is Big Ron here is setting up the Sawzall with a brand new metal blade, and we're gonna cut this out with the Sawzall, or try to, right down, see where we get. So stay tuned for that. I'll bring all that to you guys as it comes out of here and everything. You'll be able to see all that, and yeah, we're just trying desperately not to totally piss off the neighbors. The air hammer is so loud you can probably hear it a mile away, and even with the garage door shut and everything. So yeah, no, just trying to find alternative ways to do some of this. We've been drilling some of them out, and yeah, so on and so forth. So, but yeah, guys, I will tell you this: the hardest part of putting a Mustang 2 in an Apache is getting this cross member out. Without a doubt, the hardest thing. It's a bastard, but you know, it's doable as long as you're smart and you get these two and those two before you put the boxing plates and the cross member in. You got a fighting chance, and you can always drill them out from below, but long story short, it's going to be a trip. And if you guys do this, it is a nasty mess. Okay, I have swept up and swept up and swept up. You can see all the crap on the ground here. That's like nothing compared to what I just swept up. So be ready to have a mess if you're going to do it at your house or something. So wear goggles. Yeah, you guys watch me have something hit me in the eye through a face mask and glasses. I'm fine, but you know, it's those kind of things that they'll get you. So stay tuned. I'm going to set you up out here. You guys can watch us cut this and pull it out and do all the things, and we'll see you in a minute. I want you to do this. I want to film it, but just give me a second to get my phone going. Great. Do it. There we go. Simple as that. That easy. Only took 3.5 hours. All right, everybody, welcome back. So you guys just watched us basically cut the front cross member in half, the original front cross member that was right here, and beat it out with a sledgehammer. After 3.5 hours of drilling, cutting, air hammering, air chiseling, sledgehammering, rivets. So this is what you're taking out. That's a rivet that's in there.
And they're a bit.
And they're absolute pain in the ass. But that's what you're taking out. Now, where we're at now is actually a really exciting place. So we went ahead and took the old Crossmember, put it on the trailer back in the side yard with all the other scrap metal. But now, basically tomorrow's job is going to be taking this down, cleaning this up, and then OSPO metal conditioning this area here and this area here on both sides, top and bottom. We'll let that dry overnight. While that's happening, we're going to go ahead and mock up everything. So power steering rack, upper lower control arms, spindles, shocks probably, but not the springs, because that's just a bastard. We kind of want to have weight in it when we do that. Probably do that with if nothing else, the 305 motor mocked up in here. Yeah. That would be enough weight to probably hold it. And what I'm talking about there, guys, is that spring is very long, right? And so either you've got a spring compressor, which you might need anyway, but also, you know, you got to basically bring it up, right? And when you're bringing it up with a floor jack, you're just jacking up your lower control arm with the spring in there. You're trying to get it into this hat. It wants to, unless you have weight, like real weight on the frame, like even if you sat in here, it wouldn't be enough weight. It's got to be an engine, transmission, drivetrain kind of weight to hold itself down, to push that, to compress that spring and bring it up to where you can actually be where you need to be. So
your lower control arm should be, with all the weight on it, should be fairly level.
Yeah, and so something else we got to check too is once we get all the weight on this and everything else, is that our control arms are straight, pretty much straight on the bottom, the lower controller, and the upper, you know, somewhat in that world. So that's the idea here. Tomorrow we'll be able to know whether we need to C-notch the frame for the power steering rack. I don't believe we will, which would be a great thing. And yeah, but if we do, whatever, you know, go get a piece of pipe, cut it in half and do it. But so far so good, guys. So tomorrow will be a very exciting day. Tomorrow we will be mocking all of this up. We will be cleaning up the rusty areas where the Crossmember was. Kind of just, it's an exploratory day. Figuring out what we got and how it fits and making any adjustments that need to be made and getting that where it needs to be. And then we'll film all that. Then the idea is to take it back off, right? Put it back in the boxes, put it away. Don't kill it. And then come out here and epoxy prime all of this. Basically this from the cab mounts here forward, re-epoxy prime all of this once the OSPO is dried and done its thing for over 24 hours. And then we're protected, right? And then from there, we bolt everything back on. And then Thursday we order our motor and transmission mounts. And we start thinking about setting an engine and transmission in here. Now, the other thing we're waiting on is the rear suspension. It has been ordered, it's been paid for. Should ship out first week in November. So we're, you know, week and a half out on that. But that gives us plenty of time to really dial this in and get this right. Get that piece of that beautiful car right there out of here and done. I'm actually getting ready now to take a shower. Then I'm going to run up to Mini Cooper Wesley Chapel, which is like 45 minutes away, to buy the two $20 bolts that are $20 a piece and some change for the cam gears so that I can reset the timing on this. And I figured out how to do that. So that might be something that we get into tomorrow, the next day as well, and get that out of here. I need to get my daughter her car back, and I need the driveway back. So,
and if we need to set the cab on it to check the clearance,
yeah,
it's no big deal. We could do it in a minute.
Yeah, the other thing too is we can put this cab on and off with ease at this point. We just roll the frame outside, engine hoist. We got a contraption that goes right in the door, lifts the cab up, sets it right on. It's super simple. So we can have the cab on this in probably 15, 20 minutes or less.
To make sure
everything's right. So, looking good so far, guys. So stay tuned. If you're watching us, please like and subscribe. Would love to have you. We're trying to build the channel. It's just me and this handsome gentleman here. And think it's beer 30, and we're gonna just take it easy, and I'm gonna go to Wesley Chapel and then to St. Pete. So I've got about 4 hours of driving ahead of me still. So we're gonna go do that. Thanks for watching us, guys. Appreciate all the support. If any of you guys are watching from Jamaica, we're with you guys. Just keep your heads down. That's gonna be nasty. So pray for them, guys. They're gonna need it. All right, guys. Have a good night.